Love it, love it, love it. That's prophetic worship, instrumental intercession. Exactly. Excited about being here on tonight. This is our first Tuesday of the month, and we have our co-host with us, the beautiful Sister Cordelia Isaac. God bless you. God bless you. And I'm your host, Minister Sarah Everson. We are excited. I'd like you guys to definitely go on and share with your friends. Definitely let them know that we're on. Tonight, our discussion is going to be anger versus self control. There are so many things, woman of God, that's going on uh, where it is leaving us, leaving families uh, really dumbfounded, leaving communities just lost for words because there's so many things that are going on. And people are getting angry. People are not taking the time. We've talked a little bit about this before, but there's an acronym, there's a program that I actually do, which is called Project Self, and we deal with a component of that program is anger. And then there's the acronyms for that anger. That anger is the absence of. Usually, woman of God, we're angry concerning some things that we feel that we deserve, and we're not getting that. And so we're the absence of somebody, the in nurturing, absence of somebody having being gratuitous towards us, have gratitude for the sacrifices, the absence of the effort, that nobody's really taking the time to understand exactly where we are, what we're doing, and the absence of respect. So those components all mixed together are some things that can incite anger, that can incite rage, that can incite homicide, suicide. There's so many things going on. People, I like to say this. Definitely, I'm asking God to put his stamp of approval on us tonight. That's something that is said because the madness has to stop. You understand? The just losing control, out of control, where all of a sudden we not even realizing exactly what we're doing, not even giving us a chance. We are reacting to things that we really don't understand because we know that the adversary, the enemy, he is the father of lies. He is a deceiver. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy promise, purpose, plans, and it's happening. So people are taking things in their own hands, trying to rectify some situations, and it really is getting out of control. And it's not happening just with older people, it's happening a lot with our young people as well. But it's happening across the table. So tonight we want to talk about anger versus self-control. We want how important it is for us to get a clearer picture of what we're saying, what we're doing, how we're feeling. It's very important in this state that we stop, we slow down, we don't react to everything because it's not, the enemy puts up this big smoke screen that it seemed like it's one way and it's not. And so it's happening a lot. It's happening a lot. What do you have to say? What would you like to share before we go into deeper conversation concerning self control, woman of God?
Um, self control versus anger, or anger versus self control.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that is at my front door.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think at some point everyone has dealt with something that just made them angry,
Okay.
and I also think that um, everyone deals with anger, some
Mm-hmm.
just to a different degree.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in all honesty, you can get help. It can be helped. That's only if you want it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. And right tonight, I'm asking you guys to share. Uh, the dark side of self control is that, and we finding that that is happening. An ability to override short term impulses that conflict with long term goals is a hallmark of successful people. Now we're trying to deal with a situation that's really putting us under pressure, that's really inciting us to make a move, make a decision, but it has long-term effects. Okay, in the moment, of whatever the situation is, we don't see that long-term effect. We don't see that it can separate us from our family. They don't see it that you can cross, anger can cross you into where you're going to have some legal consequences to that. uh and so everything is moving so fast. Okay, and there's no real reason, nobody stopped to see exactly what was really going on with the person.
Hmm.
So is there anything uh, uh, self control? It says self control can restrict emotional experiences. Okay, self control can restrict emotional experience. We're so emotional, you understand, because it's either something said, my perception, something done, and we have to be able to have the ability to restrict emotional experiences. Okay, taking the time. Now, that's very hard to do, woman of God, in the midst of all of that.
Hmm.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that, woman of God. Tell me a little bit about that.
Um, of course, when you're angry, you're just really not thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You just want something to happen at that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's punching a wall, whether it's punching somebody, or even the extreme shooting and killing somebody. You just want something to happen. You really just want someone to hear you, like, or understand you, like, understand what I'm saying. And in all honesty, there is a better way to get your point across
To
without
get
being angry.
without being angry. That's right. It says self control, and that's kind of repeating what I said. Self control may lead to long term regret. Okay. When people reflect on their lives, they tend to regret exerting too much self control, choosing work over fun, and missing out on the pleasures of life. A lot of times we're angry even when we have to make immediate sacrifices, you understand, for family,
Hmm.
immediate sacrifices on the job, immediate sacrifices because of the fact that they might have had a divorce involved, where the finances are being affected. There's a lot of things that makes us act upon things without looking at the long term consequences, because there are long time consequences. In the moment or the heat of the moment, we're not paying uh, attention. But the good side of self control, if you have self control, the good side, it can lead to increase. Okay, if we have self control, maybe that without reacting to something that you think is a what is the word I'm looking for? A deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when we're angry, we feel that this is the deal breaker. I cannot make this, I will not accept this. not really looking at, not looking at the fact that, guess what, if I hold back, pull back, look at the whole picture, you understand, it could lead me to increase. Okay, it could lead me not being so angry. Let's look, take a job for instance. You might be on a job and it seems like you're the only one doing the work, you're the supervisor. Okay, everybody working under you, okay, it seems like they supposed to be doing more work. Okay, but it seems like the supervisor is the one that's doing the most work. But if we just pull back, okay, and not be so aggressive or angry, guess what? We can train people better, because maybe they're not doing it. We don't know the whole picture. Maybe they're not doing it because they don't understand the real concept of how this thing works. Okay? So in the long run, it can be, you may be supervisor, okay, and maybe their work not working as hard, but guess what, if the right eyes put their eyes on you and see how you're blessing their company, blessing their job, you understand, that may bring increase to you. Okay, where you'd be brought to a higher level in the company. So a lot of times we're angry about something, and that happens on the job a lot of times, where it seems like you're the only one doing the work. Okay, but the good side of that, the sacrifice, the good side of having self-control, not just running your mouth off, telling everybody off, doing all kind of things, you understand, trying to take those things in control, it can bring an increase. Talk a little bit about that, or anything else you would like to add to that, woman of God.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Self control or lack thereof. There's a
Hmm.
good side and there's a bad side. Right.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. We're gonna take say David in the Bible for example.
Okay.
His lack of self control led him to Bathsheba.
That's right.
His lack thereof.
That's right.
Um, Now, with that being said, what if he had self control?
Right.
Like to say, that woman husband would have still been alive. The story would have been told totally different.
Right.
But because the lack of, then the story was told this way.
Right.
Okay, self control, it can be taught.
Hmm.
You can start teaching self control to children while they're young.
Yes. Hmm.
You can teach them. Okay, well, look, I understand you're angry. I understand you're mad. I understand you're upset. I understand you're going through all these emotions, but you have to have self control.
Hmm.
Self control, once again, like you just said, it
Hmm.
can take you in different places.
It can take you in different
Yeah, it
places.
can. You can. It really can elevate you.
It really can.
Self control is one of the fruits of the spirit.
Yep. It
So
surely is.
when life squeezed you, will that come out? Will self control come out, or will lack thereof come out?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
Um, and then at the end of the day, being angry, it really doesn't solve anything.
That's right.
It really doesn't solve anything. Nothing gets resolved. If anything, things escalate a lot quicker when you're angry because you're really not thinking about the whole picture or what's gonna happen. Like once I calm down, nobody really thinks about that. Like, oh man, when I calm down, no, they just once again they just want something to happen. So
In
that's
that
when
moment.
they pick
Hmm.
up a knife, pick up a gun, or
That's right.
even use their mouth as a weapon because they're
Hmm.
angry.
That's right. That's right. That's right. This one, and you know what, a lot of things was happening a lot, even with the younger people or with just people in general. You see a lot of things are happening even on the school campus, where self-control is so important to have it, like you said, that children should be taught that, because they're dealing with bullying, they're dealing with so many things on the campus. Okay, But one of the things that there is that is by Stephen Covey. One of the principles of life is by beginning with the end in mind, staying on task, knowing what, even when you in all these things, even when you are angry, even if somebody has done you something, it is better to stay on task, to have that self control, to stay on task so it can increase you. It says being able to manage and regulate needs, desires, and emotions are thus vital to performing well academically and sticking to school tasks. Self regulatory skills also predict reduced stress and increase well being. Self control does is better on the health, okay? Because we know that it's a lot, all of a sudden, and kids always had this, but all of a sudden, a lot of kids are dealing with anxiety. They're dealing with stress,
Mm-hmm.
okay? They're dealing with the inability to be able to communicate effectively, okay? Being
Mm-hmm.
able to say what they mean and mean what they say. So that is the things that's happening, where so many things, so many really terrible things, the outcome of these situations are not conducive to a long life, a longevity of living, because of the fact not having the self control, not knowing who they are. You understand? And again, the component of anger is always there's the absence of, there's something that you feel that you deserve and you're not getting that, so you're reacting to that. But reacting to that does not make it happen. You understand? Even if you're reacting, it don't really make you make them respect you more. Reacting to the anger or the situation doesn't make them be what is the other word, respect, gracious towards them, or having gratitude for the sacrifices they made. Matter of fact, it irritates the other person even to the more, and it makes people react. Okay, we're trying to get to the point where self-control versus anger. We gotta get some self-control. Okay, we gotta get self-control across the board,
Mm-hmm.
period, because it is necessary. You won't be able to accomplish anything. You're not looking at the longevity, the bigger picture. It's going to stop you from going where you are, where you want to go, where you intended to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you got to, that principle of Stephen Covey, you got to begin with the end in mind. You got to know that it's going to take some self-control on those campuses, because there are a lot of people, there are different groups on campus, there's different groups on jobs, there's different groups in the church, where they all have, those different groups are all representing a certain behavior or perspective of things. But you got to know where you're trying to get, okay? And you got to stay on task. This is why, because I'm telling you, it's going to affect the outcome of it all. You gotta get some self-control. Is there anything else that you researched, and you were talking about the difference? There is the good, there's the dark side of it, and there is the side that is it helps you, it increases you.
Well, with self control, that I think that ties a little bit into what we had spoke last time about balance.
Yeah.
Um, when you got to have self control, um, even eating.
Yes.
You got to have some self control with eating, and like you
Yeah.
say, to think about with the end in mind. You
Yeah.
know, um, yeah, you got to balance it out.
Yeah.
You have to balance it out some kind of way.
You got to balance it out. You got to balance it out. You got to balance it out. I was looking at, it says self-control has a lot to do with, let me look at self-control, an aspect of an inhibitory control. It is the ability to regulate one emotions.
Hmm.
Okay. It's one's thoughts and one's behavior in the face of temptation and impulses. A lot of times we're reacting on impulses and temptations. If
Hmm.
you're feeling threatened, that's what all this killing is all about.
Yeah.
If you're feeling threatened, if you're feeling you're not safe, you understand? And so there's, you want to protect yourself. And the main thing is that I gotta stop them before they stop me. Not
Yeah.
even knowing the whole, not even knowing the whole picture.
Right.
Several people that I talked to that lost their children, and one of the guys that one of the, it was a close friend. The guy turned his back. Okay, the guy turned his back to this young man who he thought wasn't gonna do him anything, and told him, "Man, go home." Okay, because this person was a college student. The other person that had the gun was a college student. Was successful and everything, and he just say, and the other guy was more used to what was going on in the streets. So he just turned his back, you understand, to them, and said, "Man, go home. You don't want this life. You don't want that." And guess what? And shot that boy. You understand what I'm saying? Shot that guy and killed that guy. And
Wow.
so what's happening, you understand? What's happening in that particular situation, what happened with that was the fact he didn't think that the guy was going to do it. So he would have never turned his back if he knew that was a college student. He was on a scholarship. He was, you know what I'm saying? But just at the wrong place and the wrong time, he said, "Man, go home. You don't want the part of this." So he just turned his back. When he turned his back, they shot him. you know and so, but emotions happens, you understand, trying to make a name on the street happens, you understand, not wanting to be shame happens, you know peer pressure happens, you
Yeah.
know and it's almost like, I used to tell, I'm a substance abuse counselor, and I used to tell my son, "Don't put that in your hand. If you put those drugs in your hand," and I've seen a lot of drug dealers, okay? When you put that in hand to sell it, a lot of times they end up being users, okay? And I used to always tell my son, "Don't put that in your hand, because when you put that in your hand, I'm telling you, thing gonna turn on you, because of the simple fact is that you see what the drugs are doing to them, and sometimes it only takes one time to get hooked, okay? So you want to see why they acting, why they feeling like that, why they doing that. And
Right.
you one time, just one time, putting it in your hand to sell it to somebody, guess what? You're gonna get where you're gonna want to know. You're gonna get curious. A lot of time, people, you understand what I'm saying? A lot of times we talking about them young people, older people. You're going somewhere. They passing drugs around the room. You understand? They doing this, and guess what? On first you don't try it, but then guess what? We talking about self-control. Yes,
Right.
we still talking about self-control. Because a lot of times you are drugs, and I say this all the time, drug addiction, alcoholism is not the real issue. It's just the outward behavior. It's how they respond to that. You understand? But what the real issue, the struggles inside, the anger, the real anger, what you're mad about. You understand? The real struggles. You can't express yourself. You don't know how to effectively communicate.
Communicate.
You
Right.
don't know how to ask for what you want. You don't know who you are. So you understand what I'm saying? And all that. So the drug use and the alcohol, that's not the real issue. The real issue is the struggles in the mind. You understand? In the mind, will, and emotions. You understand what's going up there? Not having a clarity or even knowing how to find their way out. Okay? And so it's just amazing that there were several killings. I just saw an ad. They said the sheriff out of New Iberia, Louisiana, said that it has to stop, that there were several killings in New Iberia
Hmm.
in the last couple of days, you know. And so, and then there's been a lot of shootings all over the United States. And
Right.
it comes from not having self-control, not having clarity,
Yeah.
being angry. You understand? Not being long suffering, not being patient. All those things, like you say, the fruit of the spirit. What is
Hmm.
it that you want to share concerning this, woman of God?
Um, Self control. Once again, or lack thereof. We need self control even with sex.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's another area that the young people tend to
Yes,
overindulge in. It's not only drugs,
that's right.
alcohol. Sex is a major one. It's like it may start with sex and
Yes,
then lead to the drugs and alcohol.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
The
That's right.
overindulgence in it,
That's right.
and one thing leads to another, and next thing you know, the kid is way in left field.
That's right. That's
You know.
right. Mm-hmm. And this says below are five areas to consider in order to maintain self-control and sexual integrity. And you see, that's when you really lose. That has a lot to do with your self-identity, your
Hmm.
self-integrity, your moral concept about yourself. It says, do not participate in sexual or crude jokes. Do not underestimate the power of lust. Okay. Discourage personal revelatory conversations with members of the opposite sex when it comes to these young people. These young people are really just having young people, babies having babies, and they're getting younger and
Thank you.
younger. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're getting younger and younger with this issue. It says how to have self-control when feeling lust. When you love someone, you care about them and want to help meet their needs, whether or not they're ready for sex. Lust, on the other hand, is focused on. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. If not, probably let's see if it's normal and natural. Wait, it is normal and natural to feel physical attraction for others. If you're in a dating relationship, you will feel sexual attraction for your girlfriend or boyfriend. But lust, if not properly understood and controlled, can lead to harmful behaviors that can damage self-esteem and ruin romantic relationships. Okay? And the lust can force you. We talking about anger, we talking about self-control,
Hmm.
especially when they're young and they don't know the responsibility or accountability of coming together. They don't even understand the real concept or
Right.
the consequences of what can happen. You understand? So it can lead to rape drugs. It can lead to rape. It can lead to a lot of things. It can lead to molestation. It can lead to a lot of things if you have an uncontrollable lust or desire. Okay, and when we're talking about self control, that's very important. I There's a situation that I was talking to someone, and we cannot overlook things. We tend to want to push things under the rug. It doesn't matter how old you are. This thing with lust and sexual desires, it is not just old people, it's young people too. And we find ourselves, you understand what I'm saying, as if not corrected and not addressed, it can lead to some real horrible situations along the way. So anytime I'm talking to you parents, I'm talking to you adults, I'm talking to you young people, one of the things, if you caught in a situation where you're being forced, because a lot of times we don't say anything, especially the young people, you understand, especially if they like the person. Okay, it is very important to say what's going on. Okay, because you're gonna, if you don't deal with it now, it's gonna show up somewhere later. Okay, and it's gonna be a bigger problem. I have found with working with sexual abuse patients and molestation and different things like that. What happens is that the thing that they hate the most, Job said it, the thing that I hate the most, I find myself doing exactly that. If you don't get a clear understanding of what that was all about, what that lust was all about, what that molestation was all about, what that rape was all about, because our body reacts to sexual desires. Our body reacts. And if you don't understand it, and many young people don't, if they don't understand it, it gets uncontrollable. There's no self control. That's when you start with criminal activities. And you can find yourself in a lot of trouble. You understand? Whether it's an adult or whether it's a child, you can find yourself in a lot of crime. We talking about self control. That line, anger versus self control. Even angry, you find a lot of cases people have been going mad with their mothers. It sounds crazy, but it's real. Mad with their mothers, mad with their sisters, or mad what their aunts did to them, or whatever. And it brings a hatred. And you see a lot of those killings and murders, it came from somewhere. That it's something triggered way back there. So, parents, don't overlook these things. Go and get some help. Find out what's going on. You understand? Find out a lot of these things are not we want. Are they innocent? They're young. They don't even know what they're doing. No, you need to bring them somewhere and they need to talk it out. Those kids know more than we think. Those kids know more than we think. And if they don't understand it, it's going to become a problem later on. And that's how forcible rapes happen. That's how girls can go uh and uh and go somewhere and they can drop something in their drinks. They could do it even to men. You understand what I'm saying? These things are, we talking about self-control. Everything is out of control right now. Everything, sex, drugs, alcohol, like you said, all these things, anger, homicide, oppression, depression. We got to get some self control about our emotions and a clarity. There's all kinds of support groups. There's all kinds. Don't don't ignore these things. Get these children help. Get your husband help. Get your sister help. Talk about it. It's real. You may think, oh, they could get over it. Some of these things have a hook in people that will make them do things that in the later on they will regret. Anything else, woman of God? We're going all over the place tonight.
Yeah, I'm having trouble navigating, but I'm gonna get
Yeah.
there.
Go ahead.
Um, let, I'm gonna just bring it back to the lack thereof with self control in sex. I think a lot of churches really don't talk about sex as I think they should. And once again, our young people know more than what we are giving them credit for. But at the same time, they're not quite understanding that with sex comes responsibilities.
That's right. That's
And
right.
even more so, I don't think they really understand soul ties. And
Yeah.
I
Come on.
think
Talk about
if
that.
if the preacher, pastor, bishop, whoever would would really break it down and talk to them, I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
that they wouldn't do it or experiment with it. I'm gonna just say that they would really think about it before they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that if more little girls understood that every time you lay with someone, you're leaving a piece of yourself with that person,
Come on.
think they would be so ready to just leave a piece of themselves with Tom, John,
Come
and
on.
whoever else, Harry,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think once again, I think if they really understood the responsibilities that came with sex.
Mhm.
Self
Mhm.
control being the main one,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and holding that self control, even when the little boy is really in your ear talking about, oh, it's not gonna be like this, or oh, I'm gonna be with you forever, oh, I'm gonna be your only one.
Yeah.
Self control, young
Yeah.
ladies, self
Mhm.
control, self
Self
control.
control. Self
If you
control.
have self control,
That's right.
you, oh my God, you would
Mhm.
not believe how much pressure is just alleviated because you have
Mhm.
self control.
Mhm.
If he got
Mhm.
so much out of control, let him go be out of control somewhere else. Don't
Mhm.
let him bring
Mhm.
that to you.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
because the same song he's singing with you, I promise you, he gonna go sing it to Sue and Sally. He
Come
gonna
on
sing
now.
that same song,
Mhm.
and they
Mhm.
may fall for it, and then they may not. That depends
Mhm.
on them and their self control.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Welcome, welcome, Miss Love. Self-control. That's right. That's so important. The thing about it is, and I'm glad you said the getting back. This is not a sex class, but it is information. And one of the things about it is that women are receptors. We receive, and that's one of the things that you're connected to. That's what makes the soul tie. You understand? And a lot of times a woman, not always, but most of the time women are taking this more serious. They think that that person really care about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say everybody, but the majority of women, that's been the way that we have dealt with things through the life through our lives, is that we're taking this more serious. And a lot of times it is not just them. It's about a feeling. When it comes for the man, it's about a feeling. It's about a release. You know what I'm saying? It's about what they feel that what they need. And one of the things, and this thing was talking about lust. Okay, this thing was talking about lust, and I want to bring this thing back up concerning lust, because it says, what is lust? Lust is different from the biological sensations of attraction. So it's normal, you understand, to have that attraction to the opposite sex. Okay, it's normal, but lust is a sense of intense sexual desire that can feel like it's dominating your thinking. And a lot of times when we full with lust, in the young boy, his body is going through all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's feeling all kinds of things. He doesn't understand a lot of what he's feeling. You understand? And so he is consumed. You understand? He's consumed with the fact of wanting to have sex. Okay, not because he's in love with you. He's going to tell, because he's trying to get what he feels he needs. Okay, because it's an intense sexual desire, and it's all what they're thinking about, especially that young age, 12, 13, 14. You understand? It
Mm-hmm.
says the difference between love and lust is not an exact science, but lust is different from love and expresses itself in different ways. Lust is selfish. It doesn't have anything to do with who someone is or what you love about them as a unique individual. When you love someone, you care about them and want to help meet their needs, whether or not they're ready for sex. Lust, on the other hand, is focused on wanting to be with someone sexually only because of how that sexual contact can gratify your desires. Okay? And that's why you want to say, well, how can he talk to me we were texting for 6 months, you know? We was on the phone. He was talking, or maybe for 4 weeks. You understand? He came to the house. He called me every day after school. He called me. Once that sexual gratification is done, you might not hear from him at all. Okay. So now here, the young girl or the guy can be open up to a lot of emotional things. Okay. That's why you said it can be opened up to the fact of where there's drug addiction, or open up to the fact where there's promiscuity because of the fact of that anger. Going back to anger and self control. You understand? Well, he did it to me, and I'm gonna do it to them. Girls get those attitudes too. Well, he did it to me, and I'm gonna do it to him too. Come on, we got to be real about it. And you're right. We it's not only no churches don't, youth groups, different things don't, but we have to talk about this. It's happening. And I'm telling you, I didn't realize this. I'm telling you, there's a lot of little girls that have been touched, whether they were molested, whether they were raped. You understand what I'm saying? But guess what? They're not going to say anything because of the shame. And most of the time, the shame is because they put themselves, they know they left the house when mama told them, don't leave. You understand? Or they put themselves in a situation, oh, I'm going with my girlfriends, but they end up being with going meet a guy. Okay. And a lot of times you won't say anything because you're more scared of getting whipped by mama or daddy versus what really happened. Not realizing that that if you don't deal with that emotionally, you understand? Guess what? It will cause things later on. It'll cause things later on. It'll cause uh emotional thing. Miss Love said sometimes singing the same song to different girls at the same time. That's let me tell you, I'm telling you, it's very important for in this season that we have self-control. Individual. You have to be able to control where you're going, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing. But that comes from knowing your identity, knowing that you have the right to be respected, okay? That you have the right for people to be gracious or gratuitous towards you. You have to have that self respect. It's very important. I think I see it. I see where guys, even young adult women, they don't demand that respect like they should. You understand? And not just, I'm saying women because most of the time it is the woman that doesn't respect herself or her body. You
Lack
understand?
of self control.
Lack of self-control. And it all depends on what they want. They might like him. They might, you know what I'm saying? They might think, well, if I give in, well, he gonna be with me or whatever. And that it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Uh, so lust and risky behavior. It may seem like lust is a private feeling, but it can influence how you treat your partner, and it can lead to other risky and harmful behaviors, such as having sex before you or your partner feel ready. Okay?
Hmm.
Crossing physical boundaries that you don't want to cross before marriage. Using pornography or masturbation to gratify sexual desires, which can become an addictive behavior. Sexting, that's the texting like, which has high risk of exposure or discovery and can impact you or your partner's future success. Pressuring someone else to masturbate, watch you masturbate, or have sex in order to make you feel satisfied, which is sexual assault. That's sexual assault. Doing things that you're not ready for. We talking about self-control. You know, I'm trying to figure out why these little young guys are killing all these little young girls. You understand what I'm saying?
Lack of self control, and
I'm really trying
they
to.
they they not I'm gonna say they're not sure of who they are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when Sally Sue says she don't want you, you think that's the end of the world. You think that's the only Sally Sue. When in all actuality, they got, for every one Sally Sue that say they don't want you, they got about 20,000 more that may want you.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, I guess it's not connecting for the young people that okay, she don't want me. Well, let me just move my traffic somewhere else. I don't have to kill her. I don't have to beat her.
Yep.
I don't have to do any of that. Let me just move my traffic into another lane, and eventually I'm gonna find another passenger.
Yeah, because they're angry. We talking angry and self control. They're actually, if it's almost, well, if I can't have it, ain't nobody gonna have. I don't even think they get that far. I just think it's a type of control. Okay.
And I think that they're not quite understanding. You only 17,
Yeah.
18. You know how many they got to understand that there will be plenty of women that they will encounter. Not saying you have to have sex with them, not even saying that you'll have to exchange phone numbers. The whole thing is just because this one don't want you, that does not mean your world ends.
That's right.
It does not mean that. That just means she's going in one direction and you're going in another direction. Move your traffic. Move
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yep.
it,
Yep.
move it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
because eventually, okay, since guys like cars, all right, since the little Pinto say they don't want you, move on to a Lexus, please. It
Mm-hmm.
rides better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bottom
Mm-hmm.
line, it rides better.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing
Mm-hmm.
with the little girls, because some of them little girls be aggressive too.
Yeah,
And for
definitely.
whatever reason, us as women, we always attract the bad boys.
Always.
Always attract the bad boys.
Always attractive.
Okay, ladies, he a bad boy, whatever. But
Right.
is he doing anything for you, say spiritually?
Come on.
Like, is he doing anything for you spiritually?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Is he gonna be the one to be like, okay, you having a bad day? Is he gonna be the one to be like, look, I understand you're having a bad day. Just calm down. It's not, it's not all what it seems. Is he gonna be the one to talk you from the ledge?
Come on.
Is he gonna be that one? And then
Mm-hmm.
if he's not gonna be that one, let the bad boy go. Let him
That's
be
right.
on his way.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right.
You
You're
know,
right. You're right.
I don't think a lot of us understand how important self control is. It
Mm-hmm.
also helps us to make wise decisions,
Yeah.
better choices. It
Mm-hmm.
also helps us to look at the bigger picture,
The bigger picture.
and like you said earlier, do stuff with the end in mind.
Do stuff. Yes, ma'am.
If you're gonna do something with the end in mind, we gotta be like these horses and keep our blinders on. We can't look to the left or the right,
Yes,
especially if
ma'am.
you know you're one of those that's easily distracted.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
know,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
and I'm gonna just speak for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
If I know I have an anger problem, I really try not to put myself in a situation to where that is gonna be tested.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if I know going in a certain area is a trigger for me,
Yeah.
stay away from it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stay away from it. That don't make you a punk. That don't make you a little softy.
Yeah.
That don't make you a little pincushion.
That's
You
right.
just, first of all, you trying to keep self control.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to
Mm-hmm.
keep anger down,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
keep peace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you said something about and I'm not harping on this. I'm just trying to let people know we got to talk about this. We cannot act like it's not happening. It is happening. Okay? It is happening. How to face lust, self-control, not shame. It can be difficult to know where to turn for help, especially if you grew up in a church or family where lust and anything related to sexuality or sexual behavior was either never talked about or was ashamed or was shamed so much you felt like you could never discuss it again. But sexuality is a normal part of how we are made, and it's not something to feel ashamed of. The key is understanding attraction in a healthy way. We got to teach our girls this. We got to teach our males this. Okay? Our boys this. The key is understanding attraction in a healthy way. It's important to learn how to express your feelings of attraction in a way that makes you and your partner feel safe and doesn't compromise your boundaries or beliefs. If you are struggling in this area, know that you can learn healthy thought patterns and self care practices that lead to greater self control and stop damaging your romantic relationships with risky behavior. I'm
Risky
telling you,
behavior.
risky behavior. Hello, AIDS. Hello, gonorrhea. Hello, syphilis. You understand? Hello, all these transmitted diseases. You understand?
Hello,
And
fornication. Hello,
come,
adultery.
yes, ma'am.
You know.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Bringing that back to your home, bringing that back
That's
to
right.
your partner. And so it's very important. And the thing about it, some of it shows quickly on males. Some of these transmitted diseases shows quickly on males, but they don't show quickly on women. And women are walking around with that. They looking good, they smelling good, they wearing their stilettos, they wearing their weave, they wearing all of that. But baby, under all of that is some transmitted disease that you might never can get rid of.
Yep.
You
Their
understand?
package ain't good. Their package
You
ain't
understand?
good.
You know, and it's so it's something. It's a way that we're gonna have to reach this generation. I really see it's getting out of control. It's getting out of control. So it's very uh it's very important that you learn, read on it, take a class, a support group. You know, it's very important to have youth groups. It's very important to have those young adult groups. It's very important that you know what you're dealing with.
That is, but I think what's more important than that is us as parents
Yeah,
not
yeah,
shying away from it and
yeah,
being open and honest with our
yeah,
children, because
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
we can give them the best information.
We can.
Whereas letting a little stranger tell them something that may not even be true.
That's right.
But
That's
some
right.
of us as parents is like talking about sex is taboo.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
part of life. You did it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. So you
yeah.
know it's gonna happen.
Yep, yep, yep,
So my
yep.
thing is, you want somebody to misinform your kid, or you
That's
want to
right.
inform them properly.
That's right. That's right. That's
You
right.
got to, and for little girls, you got to tell them. You got to tell them about the birth control. You got to tell them about the
Mm-hmm.
contraceptives. You got to tell them about all of that.
You
You
got
got
to
to
tell
tell
them.
them about the emotional part.
Yes.
You even got to tell them, look, this little boy gonna get your gold mine, and he gonna run away with your gold. You got
Yep.
to tell them.
You got to tell them. You got to tell them. You
Yeah,
got to
and I
tell
mean,
them.
I'm keeping it Disney because for for radio's sake, but sometimes you gotta
Yes.
be real with your kid. Look,
Yes.
you
Yes.
can
Yes.
catch this disease, and this is what it does.
That's what it does.
You
Yeah.
can catch this disease, and you'll never have kids.
That's
You
right. Come
have to
on,
be
girl.
honest with them. You have to be honest with them. And some of them may look at you with that deer in the headlight look, but
Yep.
trust and believe they probably know about it already.
They know. Yeah. They know about that already. They know about it.
They
But it's
probably
just
know
the
about
fact.
it.
Mm-hmm. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And they probably know more. They probably know more explicit ways about it than what you really, willing to tell them.
Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, definitely, 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 definitely. It's just so important. I'm excited that and we never know where God really is gonna take us, and He horned in on this. We know that He'll take us self-control. We knew we were gonna talk about self-control and anger, but it seems like I'm just trying to figure out why all these young people killing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Killing these young girls. I mean, these girls are 15 and 16 and 14. You know what
Just
I'm
just
saying?
starting out on life.
Just started out.
You're not even quite sure if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. You're not sure what you want to do.
Yeah,
You could be that person that actually changed the world, but because somebody was overtaken with anger and took you out,
yep,
we will never experience that.
yep,
Never.
yep. Never experienced it.
You know,
And
just think about it. This is how I think about it. I think about all these young people that were killed.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be thinking, oh man, that was the one that was going to find the cure for cancer right there.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that was the one that was going to be the next president.
yeah.
Ooh, this one right here, she would have revolutionized the world
Come on,
by
girl.
really defeating breast cancer. Period. By limit, it's just
Come
you,
on,
you
woman of
gotta
God.
you gotta think outside the box. And
Come on.
I
Come
get
on.
and I understand that once anger take over, you're short circuited. You don't hear nothing. You don't see anything. You just beeline to what you after.
Yes,
But
indeed.
after everything, you're sitting down in a pile of rubble, and there
Yep.
are families that are destroyed because you
Destroyed,
short
girl.
circuited.
This
One person taken out of a family messes up a family dynamic.
it
A
does.
mom, a mom will never ever, I don't care how many years, a
I know.
mom will never ever recover,
That's right.
never recover of her son or daughter being murdered. Never,
Never, never,
never.
never. And I'm like, okay, now really, really, what's really going? What would make a 14-year-old? What would make another 15-year? You 16, I'm 14. Whatever. And I'm like, okay, this is There's something. This anger, we have to deal with it. We have to really. It's actually praying time, and we've been saying this, but the more now it's in I remember Bishop told me there was last year. He said in this season of your life you're going to have to really have a discernment, a keen discernment of spirit. And he said you're going to have to watch who you are attaching yourself to. He told me that about a year ago, because it's just because of where God is trying to take us. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And he said, you're going to have a real king. You got to see. And the only way, nobody knows the heart of man but God. Nobody can tell you exactly what's going on but God. So,
Hmm.
this is why it's very important that you don't ignore the signs. You can tell when there's danger, but if you're so infatuated with these emotions, if you're so infatuated that you feel that I'm 14 now. I got to have a boyfriend. And like you said, you're looking at, you want a bad boy. What? What do you know? You can't even protect yourself. What is the real problem? What's the real thing? And the anger, what happens, because I remember experiencing that myself, as long as you're quiet, they won't say nothing. But the minute you start standing up and asking questions and making boundaries, guess what? That's when the anger or the rejection from that other person comes, and they want to handle you. You understand what I'm saying? So they've been led by another spirit, that spirit of control, that spirit of manipulation,
Hmm.
which is what? As the sin of witchcraft. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not even knowing what they don't even know how to identify really what they're feeling, you know? And a lot of things I see where what's happening is a lot of things being the bloodline, where the grandma killed, the grandpa killed, the mama killed, you know what I'm saying? They don't even know none of that. They don't even know none of that. And guess what? All down the line. But that's the enemy. That's the enemy that's setting up those kids at some young ages.
And
So
once again, us as parents, instead of being so involved in what we got going on, we
come
need to
on.
just pay a little bit more attention to what
Come
our
on.
children got going on. Because first of all, they didn't ask to come here.
Yep. Come on.
They didn't ask to be born into your family.
Come on.
They didn't ask for that, right? So
That's
being
right.
that they didn't ask for that, let's just let's talk to our children. I'm not
Yep.
saying go out there and be your child friend. No,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
have to you have to tell them, look, this is what it is. Life
Yep.
is gonna chew you up and spit you out.
Yep. Yep.
You
Oh,
have to
what?
tell them that.
What?
And
Yes,
the
indeed.
younger kids, we got to try to find out what is the root of the anger. Why are they
Yep.
so mad?
Why they so
What,
mad?
like really? What you so mad about? What you
Mm-hmm.
mad? Why you
Why
so
you so
mad?
mad?
Why are you so
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
mad? Because you want to fit
Mm-hmm.
in and nobody wants you in? Why you
Right.
why are you mad? Because you have an absent parent in the home? Why are you mad? Because you didn't get this car that they promised you? You know, like
Yeah.
what why are you so angry?
Why are you so angry?
Like
Yes, ma'am.
why? And the
Mm-hmm.
majority of the time if you ask them a direct question, like why you so angry, they
Mm-hmm.
probably don't even understand why they angry themselves.
Mm-hmm. 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 You are so right. You are so right. I'm excited. I'm excited. I love if everybody can go on our page. I love the advertisement of relaxing touch. I
Oh,
think it's beautiful. And but I'm definitely going to I'm going to work on some things. You're going to be seeing more. Miss Cordelia Isaac is a massage therapist, but this is one of the things that God put in my heart. Is one of the most efficient massage therapists of her time. Her reputation precedes her presence as God anoints her hand to bring your body in alignment with His original purpose. So if you're having trouble doing the things you used to do, you owe yourself this special time.
yes.
Call her and set up an appointment. It's called a relaxing touch mobile massage. I'm excited about it as she ministers to you guys every first Tuesday and fifth Tuesday of the month with us. She has been a blessing. But I know that God is going to increase her, enlarge her territory, and I'm excited. I'm just excited about what God is going to do for you in this season that's coming up. And so we want to say we love you guys. We love you guys. If there's any questions, that you would like to ask, you can ask them now. But definitely, we pray that something was said on tonight that will help you just think about what you're doing with your kids. It's very important to pay attention to what our kids are doing. It's very important to pay attention. It's time to pay attention to what our kids are doing. It's time to pay attention what's going on. It's okay. It's okay because I'm telling you, they already know. It's okay to ask those questions. It's okay. There's a way, like you said, not uh uh thank you so much, Miss Love. We want to help. I just see that things are really escalating with these young people, and I'm really concerned of why these, especially these young, so many young girls and
Yes.
so many young guys are killing these girls. So what's really going on? What is the anger? But it's more manipulation and control. You understand? Trying, you will see domestic violence. There's a thing that Devon Norman is really pushing right now, and I support it, where men faces domestic violence as well.
Yes.
Understand? Because men face it as well. But you'd be surprised. I've seen that for years. You'd be surprised how many young ladies are being manipulated and controlled by their boyfriends on the middle school campus. You understand what I'm saying?
And then boyfriend in middle school.
Yeah, yeah, but they all. I worked at. I just haven't worked it since the pandemic. I was on there, and that be some serious relationships. And those guys, they change from one year. Now last year there was, I seen it, and I seen the girls broken. You understand? I seen them broken. I seen them depressed, where they were with one last semester last year. Okay, so it's like fifth, sixth, seven, and eight. Okay, on the middle school. And so in the fifth grade, they with somebody. Fifth grade, they with somebody. The sixth grade, they with somebody else. The seventh grade, you understand? In that seventh grade, they had this girlfriend, and now, and when the school started, it was like, well, what happened? You know, and you'd be surprised how there's groups. Like you was with this girl last semester, but you with this girl this semester, and all that girl friends are against this other girl. And I saw it. I saw depression. I saw it. You
And
know.
you
Go
and
ahead.
we always look at the little girl,
Mm-hmm.
but there's something going on with the little boy.
Yeah, they
For
are.
him to be hopping around like that, it's something going on with him. Like
Yep.
he need validation.
Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
know, he need to know that not everywhere he hide his stick that he got to do it.
Yep. Yep.
No,
Yep.
no, 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 no.
Yep.
Because once again, what you do in your younger years will affect you in your older years.
It will.
So
It
you
will.
want to you want to go and do whatever it is you're doing, and then when you're older, you got 12 baby mamas, and now
Yeah.
you're trying to get serious with number 13.
Yeah. 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 Oh
It's
yeah.
not gonna work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
And then you're
see
gonna
it.
come across a good one. It's gonna be hard to keep that good one.
It's gonna be hard to keep that good one. I see it. I seen it. I seen it. And I
And you
seen the
said
trauma. I
it,
seen the
it,
trauma on those
there you
girls.
go.
You
Yeah,
know, I seen the trauma,
yeah.
and I remember sitting down talking to them and asking, and they so confused. They depressed. I seen it. 7th and 8th grade. Now you're going to high school. You understand what I'm saying? Next year you're gonna be in high school. Then you're gonna have all them boys after you, and it's gonna start the cycle all over again. By the time you're a senior, you're not with none of them. And I'm telling you, they transfer like crazy. They crazy. And
I wonder if these young kids understand that once again, with sex comes responsibility, right? But if
hmm
you just wait to have sex, to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you
hmm
could be one of those that'll be able to pick up and travel the world. There are so
yeah,
much more, especially in Louisiana. There's so much more than just the boot.
yep. Oh
There,
yeah.
I mean, there is so many other places that you can see, but you can't do that if you got a baby in your arm.
You can't do that. You
You
can't.
can't. You can't do skydiving and you got a baby in your arm.
No,
You can't act like Jacques Cousteau and you got a baby under your arm. You
you can't.
can't.
You can't. You can't.
So I mean, in all honesty, explore the world. There are more than just these four walls to the boot. There's
That's
more
right.
than just this muddy water.
That's
There's
more.
actually clear water you can go see.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes.
So leave the extra stuff alone. Young people, please. It's not that serious to have
Mm,
sex. It's not.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
If
That's
it
right.
make any difference, it's overrated.
It's overrated. Yeah, it's
It's
overrated.
overrated.
It's overrated.
It's
It's overrated.
overrated, young people. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
wait, 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 wait.
Overrated.
It's all I can say is just wait. Have some
Mm-hmm.
self control.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Right is gonna come along. Miss Right gonna
Mm-hmm.
come along. But you
Mm-hmm.
gotta have self control.
You gotta have self control. You
Go
gotta
see
have.
Brazil. Go see South America. Do
Yep.
something. Go see Africa.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know
Yep.
how you know
Yep.
you're Miss Right not in Africa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How you know
You right.
Mr. Right not in Australia? How do you
You right.
know?
You are
You're so
so right.
focused on what's in your neighborhood to
Yep.
where you just don't see the bigger picture.
Come on now.
There
Yes,
is a bigger
indeed.
picture.
There's a bigger picture. And the thing about it, I think about it. Ooh, Lord, I think about it. I say, Lord, if I knew what I knew. If I knew. Your
Yeah.
education is so important. As you beginning with Stephen Covey, begin with the end in mind, is so important to prepare yourself to have a goal and work that goal and complete that goal. I have I'm gonna say a future daughter-in-law because it looked like that's what it's gonna be. But I'm always encouraging her, girl, you gotta finish school, girl. You understand? It's like you gotta finish school. You gotta, get some skills. You understand what I'm saying? You want to be a nurse, but while you're even a nurse, guess what? Go on and get skills. There's some skills that you can do. Some 6-week training stuff where you won't have to be working so hard. You understand what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And it was like, I'll be telling them that that's one thing. I'm about education. I'm about skills.
Hmm.
Everybody don't have to have a college degree, but you need a skill. You need a
Something.
skill to be able to function. You need to be. You don't know. Even if you get married, you don't know how long they're gonna last. You don't know. I talk. Oh Lord, I tell her. I tell her. It's like, oh my God. Because if you don't prepare these children for that, they're gonna be back home. They're gonna be in your house. You
Eating
understand
all
what
your
I'm saying?
food,
Yeah.
burning up your electricity. Yeah. Looking at your TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God. It's like I'm excited about it. So that's where God brought us tonight. Welcome, welcome, Lady A. Thank you so much for having us on tonight. It's just it's very important. Self-control is very important. It's very important for you to have goals, work your plan, write a plan and make your plan and work your plan. Position yourselves to where you're trying to go, and anything that gets in the way of where you're trying to go, guess what? That's the thing that has to move, not your goal.
Yeah.
Whatever is trying to block you from getting your goal, then that's the thing that has to be. You're supposed to look at that, reassess the situation. You understand what I'm saying? And may have to put it on the side for a while. Sometimes it's very difficult. It is very difficult
Hmm.
to be in a nursing program, different kinds of programs that they have, lawyer, all kind of things. You could be anything. You could be anything you desire to be, but you have to put in the work. And so sometimes some things, guess what? You shouldn't be in a relationship if you're trying to get that, because you're going to be sidetracked. You're going to make this thing longer than it should be. So it's very important for us to tell that as parents. Like you said, we always depending on the church to do everything, but it's really us. You know what I'm saying? To really tell it. Start a support group. Make sure, do something on Facebook. You understand? Gather the young people together. Do whatever it is. You have to encourage them. There's a scripture that says, "My people, who are called by my name, if they would humble themselves and pray and seek my face." You understand? Then he's going to and hear. Then they'll hear from heaven, and not just only that, we perish for the lack of knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is no reason. It's no reason. I want to say thank you, woman of God, for being with me every month, for coming in and us just dealing whatever God brings us. We may have a topic and He brings us way over there on the other side. You understand what I'm saying? He knows what He wants, and tonight it was those young people, these young adults, even older people. We're not making plans. We're just living it day by day. You understand? But today is the day, is one day at a time. Today is the day that He has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. But today you should have a plan. You understand? Today was a fulfilling day for me. It really went well. I was really excited about it, but it was a full day. You understand? We got a room full of men now. You know what I'm saying? And so with Will Spriggs helping, it really went well. So I'm glad. We gotta help. We gotta help the brothers. We gotta help the sisters. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta help the children. You understand? We gotta help the marriages. We gotta help all of that. The relationships, and that's what we're doing. Worldview Night Watch. We're on the wall. We're whatever God tells us to do, that's what we're gonna do. Amen. Whatever He tells us to do, that's what we're gonna do. In Jesus Christ's name. So God bless you. Is there anything else you would like to say
No,
before we leave, woman of God?
no, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Can you just do a quick prayer for our listeners, um, that until they hear from us, and until they go to their church, and all these things. They got to open up their ears and be attentive to what the Spirit of the Lord is saying to the church. Can you pray for us? Thank you, Lord.
All right, Heavenly Father, oh God, we just thank you, oh God. First of all, we praying most of all for our young people, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God, whatever they angry about, oh God, deal with them, oh God, as only you know how, oh God.
Yep.
Deal with them as only you know how, oh God. And we pray that on tonight that something was said that just would just penetrate the hearts of those that was listening, oh God. And
Thank you,
keep
Lord.
them, oh God. Keep them, oh God. Help them to learn self-control, oh God, and learn that anger gets them nowhere, oh God. But
Thank you, Lord.
self-control is
Hmm.
part of the fruits of the spirit, oh God. And we
Hmm.
just want to thank you, oh God, on tonight for this gathering, oh God, for
Thank
us being able to effectively communicate.
you.
And
Yes.
once again, oh God, let something that was said or heard help someone else. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. God bless everybody. Tomorrow is Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time. Lady A and Minister Jamie will be on Rise Radio OTR. Go to the page, our page on Facebook. There's a link there. There's 24 hours of gospel music, 7 days a week. And definitely tomorrow, you don't want to miss that panel discussion on tomorrow, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss Lady A on Fridays and Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So God bless you. Keep us in prayer. Thank you, Sister Cordelia. Don't forget to watch. I'm going to be advertising a lot. Don't forget those that are in the surrounding area. You don't want to forget. You definitely don't want to uh forget that she's doing an awesome job. Everybody that they just love her, love her, love her, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited as she build, as she grow, as God expands her and in this area. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But you'll be hearing it. Look on my page, look on her page. um Definitely. I don't know. I like that picture. I like that picture. It looks so good. It looks so good. It really looks so good. So God bless you. We love y'all. Bye. Bye, Miss Love. Bye to all those that are listening. Bye, Lady A. God bless you. And we will talk to you guys next Tuesday. God bless everybody. Love y'all in Jesus' name. See y'all next week.